Alright, so let's move on to part 2. So I'm using denture adhesive. This is not a sponsorship by anybody, but this is Fixodent. I've also used Polygrip and the Walmart, not Walmart, the like Albertsons generic brand. So far, some of the Fixodents have worked the best. Now, there's a big deal that says, watch out for zinc. And they have a warning on here. See if I can show it. Focus. It says, warning. Do not use more than directed. Contains zinc. Excessive and prolonged zinc intake is reported to be associated with serious health problems. Consult a doctor if using other products containing zinc. Now, I don't know how much zinc is actually in here. I want to say it's a small percentage, but I don't know. I have not looked it up. If you guys know, comment in the bottom of the video. And it's got a general guideline on how much to apply. And it's kind of hard to see on camera here, but I have a full upper and lower denture. I don't have a partial. So it says clean and dry dentures, apply adhesive in thin lines as shown, insert dentures and hold briefly in place. It can actually take 5 to 10 minutes for them to really solidify and glue in place. Now as contrast, here's some Polygrip. Super all day hold. There's not a lot of difference. You know, here they say use a little square, 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 or rectangle, 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 rectangle. I have not found, because my dentures have not been finally fitted or had the last liner done in, that any amount like this or like this hold. Now, this middle one, if I do that on the bottom and the top, that's the best hold I've had so far. And it doesn't matter the brand, with the exception of the brand I threw away. The Walmart brand, or I think it's the Equate brand, or Albertsons brand, or whatever it is, sucks. It doesn't actually hold anything. It just creates a void so you can create a vacuum in your mouth to hold the denture in. But it just stays like a goop, never hardens, solidifies, or adheres, and makes a mess, dissolves, and is worthless. So don't even waste your money on it. Even if you save $1 or $2, it isn't worth beans. Now, I would have to rank so far. I've used like 3 different types of Fixodent and I think 2 types of Polygrip, smaller tubes. And the Fixodent outweighs performance and lengthwise than the Polygrip. Polygrip's a good second though. So next I want to show you, as I drop everything, the tips. So all the Fixodent ones that I've come across have a, let's see here, have a fine tip. And ooze a little out for you. And you get a small bead. Now that's fine if you have fitted dentures that are the size they're supposed to be, that contour your gums and stuff. But my gums haven't finished shrinking, so it doesn't work as good. Now the tip on this Polygrip is a giant old square. It's huge. Here, I'll just show you, I'll just compare the difference. And it makes like kind of a square tube block versus a little tube. See? Hello, there we go. See the size difference? You're probably getting 3 to 4 times the volume out of the Polygrip as you are the Fixodent. And the downside is that, like, if you put this on the bridge or the palate of your denture, like right here, you have to squish it down really good. You have to put your thumb on the inside of your mouth and push it up, because otherwise this stuff hardens, like, it doesn't really harden, but it's not as forgiving as this stuff. This is the equivalent of using like a mortar, and this is more like a glue. But anyways, they both do the job within reason. And because I like tools tools, and I have a shop full of tools. I end up coming across a variety of tools because applying the dentures is not nearly as big a deal. It is cleanup. At the end of the day, cleanup is a hassle, or can be a hassle, at least so for me so far. So I was recommended by the denturist and the dentist, don't use a denture toothbrush. They're funky shaped. They got big old bristles on this side and a long skinny bristle on this side to get into all the nooks, crannies, and grooves, but they're really coarse and they'll basically get micro abrasions on your dentures and make them harder to clean, and they stain easier and everything. So they recommended the softest toothbrush you can get. So it's a soft toothbrush. I came across this a few years ago, haven't actually used it much, but it's just the different shape and it's a smaller head, and it makes it kind of convenient to get into nooks and crannies. And then show it better on camera. So this is a tongue brush. Now it's got, instead of thin nylon bristles, it's got kind of coarse, they're real soft nylon bristles, and then it's got this rubberized ridge right here, which is pretty hard. Now it's great for scraping your tongue, you know, you just scrape your tongue, but I have found that this is absolutely valuable when it comes to cleaning the glue off your gums. You can use this to get on the surface as well as to scrape, because that glue may not adhere to the denture as much as it adheres to your skin, and you'll get little strips, and you'll taste it and you'll feel it, and you'll be like, I can't quite get in there and stuff between the toothbrush and this and that. I wouldn't use a pick or anything unless you really have to. And then just your fingernail or the edge of your finger works really well. So yeah, that's kind of the tools of the trade. The only other thing that I use, I don't smoke, and I do drink coffee though, is I use like a it's like a Polydead. Like I said, I'm not getting sponsored by any of these guys, but this is just a little deal you drop in. It kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria and freshens breath. And I've noticed that if you can't get the glue off 100% of your dentures, use as hot of water as you can tolerate. You don't want to go too hot because you'll soften the denture, but as hot as you can get out of your faucet, and you put in your container. This is your denture container. These are like $1 at the dollar store. Usually your denture guy will give you one. You fill it up as hot as you can after trying to remove as much of the denture glue as you can. Really try not to get the denture glue down the sink. If you do, you're inevitably going to get some down the sink. Continue running hot water down. It's wasteful, but you don't want that stuff setting up in your sink. You're going to end up cleaning it out, and you're going to end up getting clogs. If you get hair down the sink and you have denture glue in there, just think about a big gluey hairball. That is going to really bind up your sink. So you want to run hot water for a while. You want to dissolve that glue if it goes down the sink, and you want to make sure the pipes are clean. And you put your dentures in there, fill it up with as hot water as you can, drop one of those tablets in, and usually by morning, I know it says only these for 3 minutes, but sue me. By morning, that glue will be either super soft or completely dissolved in the water. And then I'll show you how, but I'll swish it around, dump it out, and I'll rinse it 3 or 4 times because I don't want any residue. I don't want any bad chemicals or taste or weird stuff in my mouth. So any more weird than I already put in there. So here.